Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. When Candy asked me to fill in on the first Young and Restless soapbox of 2025, I made a resolution to find the bright side of the soap that so regularly disappoints me. Alas, I broke that resolution before it was even New Year's Eve. Is anyone surprised? Keep scrolling for my thoughts on this short week of episodes and a harrowing hint of what's to come. Watching Monday and Thursday's episodes, I couldn't help but think that there were a million opportunities for wit, for humor, for interactions that played the way that real people talk with one another. Instead, we got one fine actor after another doing their damn muse to make the best of cutesy dialogue that had been weighted down by tons of recap. We're all used to the hypocrisy of soap characters, but wow, Young and Restless has Phyllis lay it on thick, doesn't it? With the way she goes on about best eat Michael defending a murderer when she herself tried to kill Christine and Paul. And I guess Phyllis being nasty too. Cricket is supposed to be snarky fun. The thing is, it isn't. It just makes Phyllis come off like something worse than a sore loser who doesn't know when to give it up. Already decades and 2 kids later, had she matured at all? We know that Victor has an ego that's bigger than the ranch, but would even he really have an 8x10 glossy of himself prominently displayed in his living room? See below. Wasn't The Office portrayed enough? But at least we can all rest easy knowing that he's found an extended family member, Cole, to run the publishing division of Newman. God forbid the man ever let his non-existent HR department recruit an employee to who he wasn't at least tangentially related. Would Abby really have made Tessa, whose wife served as her surrogate, work on New Year's Eve? For that matter, would a millionaires like Abby have been working on her first in line with Devon as her newly mined hubby? No. 3 #Makey makes sense also was the moment in which Tessa told her boss and Devon that she was feeling like headed, the one in which she realized what terrible friends they are. Neither of them got up to follow her outside and make sure she was okay. Don't collapse on me, Abby called after her. We need you. Such care, such concern. Later, Tessa was still feeling crummy and burping up a storm. Give her a Tums already. And still Abby and Devon didn't budge when she excused herself to fall into Van's clutches around that same time on NY. We were told that it was almost midnight. Yet society was at best half full. Could that have been why Abby had to work just to make it look to passers-by like the spot was hot? No, that doesn't track. If that was the case, Tessa wouldn't have told Warren that the Erie was booked. Solid. Speaking of Warren, we laugh a lot around here about Ion and Jordan's silly disguises. But at last I figured out why the former dressed like he does. He's obviously channeling the Creeper from the Jeepers Creepers horror movies. And did anyone not chuckle when Ion pulled out what was basically a Monopoly community chess card to prove to Nick that he's a chaplain? That's some criminal mastermind level bleep right there. Not a scene goes by that doesn't remind me just how good Christian Jules LeBlanc is. So can someone please tell me why Michael hasn't been any closer to the front burner than other characters' storylines in years? See also Michael Grazzi but at least Daniel's plot moves not necessarily in the direction we like, but at least it's something. On a semi-related note, has Michael started ring the wardrobe of Days of Our Lives out? Leo, played by Greg Reert-Akov. Young and Restless. Kevin, I always like it when the show plays Michael and Diane together. Hey, would you look at that? I do like something. Same with Jack and Lauren. But why isn't there any threat to the friendships between these attractive, randy people? Shouldn't we have the vague concern that a little tension in either marriage and a martini too many could lead to a kiss that would blow up all of their relationships? Maybe not. People seem to complain whenever I suggest anything upsetting the apple cart where Michael and Lauren are concerned. Amid all the recapping and water treading that Y and Restless did this week, it also held out some hope for actual twist to come. First of all, there's Ion and crazy Aunt Jordan, holier than Swiss cheese plot to murder Sharon. And for Phyllis, why the baddies would think that they wouldn't automatically be prime suspects, no one. And 2 is a heads scratcher guess. We're expected to assume that they're just that nuts, and Ion does have that Monopoly card stating that he's a chaplain. Now the interesting thing is that the show almost has to go through with killing or at least healing Sharon. Oriane's plan to use Maria's grief to position himself anew as her father figure could never come to pass, and in theory this story has to be going somewhere right. Is that just wishful thinking? Personally, I don't get why Ion would want to risk being sent back to prison to once again perturb these people who weren't even aware that he'd been released. But motivation is not the soap's strong suit these days. Also intriguing was Daniel Daney and Christine's conversation about Lucy, who was sent to be majorly angry and unpredictable in the wake of Heather's murder. Anything can happen, Grandpa, know it. And it's not always a good thing for viewers. However, it could be if the show takes advantage of the gem that it has. And Lily Brooks O'Brien and turns her character into a GV version of Granny Shella. Finally, we'd have a pot stirrer whose machinations make sense. The damage that she does would be forgivable too, because at the end of the day, Lucy's just a screwed up kid.